I thought I knew you. Swear I thought we'd share a future. Now I don't even know if I can trust myself. My heart can't pass a polygraph, it's guilty as hell, and I wonder how you do it.
This particular product is the GRAIL Wings Runner Luxe sneaker. The name is actually inspired by the shoe, but the name has a little more depth to it. The inspiration behind the shoe is the idea of flight. There's a quote by Muhammad Ali that says, "Man with no imagination has no wings." So basically, if you're not able to be creative and have an imagination and think outside the box, you can't go anywhere. Like, you just stuck where you are. So the idea of just having an imagination and being able to create, and your creativity giving you wings to take you somewhere else, is the actual inspiration behind the theme. And the theme inspired the shoe. The development process started with, I actually was just challenging myself to do shoes. Like last year, actually it wasn't last year because we're 2022 now. 2020, the end of 2020, there were a lot of independent sneaker designers doing Jordan 1 renditions. And I just wanted to do my own silhouette, like challenge myself to be creative. The first part of the process was actually getting a design that I liked, which it didn't take that long, it took a few days. And then from there, it's like you make a sketch. I mean, any creator probably knows, you make a sketch, but now you want to take it further. You're like, I got this sketch, I need to make it real. To have your own sole that you designed yourself costs a lot of money that I don't have, and we didn't have as a brand. So the second option is you pick an open mold sole, which is basically a sole that already exists. And just so happened that this sole worked with what I had designed. I found a good manufacturer. They give me a price, an initial price. And from there, the price started to just escalate, which is normally how it goes. But with shoes, it's a totally different world because shoes have a different minimum. Going through that process, somehow we landed at, okay, you do 200 soles, we'll make the 100 shoes. So I did my own research, reached out to some other factories. They were all in between 500 and 1,000 soles. So I concluded that this is gonna be my only opportunity to do 100 soles. Like, this is gonna be my only chance. So the colorway, I feel like the colorway is very polarizing. Like, either you're gonna be like, oh, that's dope, that's different, I love it, or you're gonna be like, nah, bro, that ain't for me. Why you just didn't do all black? So the colorway itself actually is very personal to me. In middle school, Mobile, Alabama, I went to a preparatory school. We had uniforms. Every day for 3 years, I wore a shoe that was this colorway, called a Dirty Buck. Has a tan upper with the eraser color bottom. I mean, you can call it terracotta, you call it whatever you want to call it. Eraser pink is what I'm gonna call it, the eraser pink bottom. And knowing that this isn't an athletic shoe, this isn't a hooping shoe, this is a lifestyle shoe, I figured it would be cool to use like just a casual lifestyle colorway. I figured it would be a colorway that most people don't have in their closet already, so it's a novelty. It's gonna be only 100 of these, so you gotta make it different. Like, it's no point for me to give you a black shoe when you already got a black shoe. A very good factory that made a very good shoe out of all the materials I told them to, and they did a low minimum, 200 soles made. But it was a challenge negotiating the price and also negotiating the amount of shoes that I'm gonna do. The colorway thing was kind of one of the easiest things. One of the jobs of an artist and a creator is to actually be able to tell your story with your product. Meaning, like, for us, we take shapes and we make things out of shapes to tell our story. For a dancer, they have movements that tell a story. So with the theme wings, I had to tell the story of wings in my actual silhouette. So I'll start from the tip. So if you're looking at the shoe, you notice that there's an apparent piecing here, which will represent an eagle's head. Then if you turn it to the lateral and medial side, you'll see these shapes here that'll represent a wing. So these are wings, and then after you notice that, you'll see that shape is just repeated throughout the entire design. Even in the sole, like that shape of just wings is repeated throughout the shoe, even with this lace cover. And you turn to the back, you'll see these shapes back here that mimic wings and feathers. And then this actually represents the tail of an eagle, like the layered feathers of an eagle. So throughout designing this, I took some of my favorite shoes, like a Huarache. Like if you into a Huaraches, you can probably see that it's in this. Also, I don't own any Jordan Deltas, but I did like their use of mesh, so that's in here. Asics Gel Maui, that's one of my favorite shoes. So the sole actually reminded me of the Gel Maui sole, and also the way they did their front toe cap. The Jordan 7, it's not apparent that it's in here, but it's in here. So I just kind of mashed together some of my favorite shoes, and then I kind of just threw in the wings inspiration, and I'm really happy with what came out. I'm really happy with what came out. Like the stitching here is to mimic the layering of feathers on wings. So yeah, I think it tells the story that I was trying to tell.
And I've had bad lovers, but you lower the bar. We went from lovers lane to making hate in the car, and I went from high hopeful to falling apart. And I know I should just let it go, but I wonder if you smile when you're breaking my heart. I wonder why we build it up to let it fall apart. I wonder how you call me when I lower my guard. I wonder if you smile.